Ah yes, PragerU. Oh, what's this? It is a video in PragerU series on people whose statues are being torn down. In fact, it is a video about General Lee, a good example of a person whose statue should be turned down. Let's take a look.
Statues of great historical figures, like Robert E. Lee, are being torn down across America. Here are some facts about Lee that remind us why his statue should remain. Robert E. Lee was connected to George Washington through his father, Light Horse Harry Lee, Washington's cavalry commander, and his wife, Martha Washington's great-granddaughter. Lee's home at Arlington House was just 10 miles from Washington's Mount Vernon. Today, it is the site of Arlington National Cemetery.
Okay, so the statue should remain just because Lee had some connection to George Washington. Alright, I knew these people were simping for the founding fathers, but this is almost nonsensical to me. Like, if I found out Hitler was connected to George Washington, yeah. Let's put these statues up in Germany again, shall we?
After 30 years of military service, Lee led U.S. Marines to crush the attempted slave rebellion by radical abolitionist John Brown in October 1859. 21 co-conspirators had seized a federal armory, and all of them were killed or captured, including John Brown, who was tried and hanged for treason.
Alright, so while I agree that a violent uprising is not a good method of achieving a goal, even if it is such an honorable goal as abolition of slavery, it's pretty weird of PragerU here to defend him crushing this uprising, as I think they would say themselves that abolition was good. I mean, doesn't shine a good light on General Lee if he actively fought abolition, even though it was just an order he was given, right?
Lee deemed slavery a moral and political evil in any country, but considered it a greater evil to the white man than to the black race, since blacks are immeasurably better off here than in Africa.
I'm not gonna bother fact-checking if he really opposed slavery or not, because it doesn't really matter. He, after the fact, was the commander of the Confederate States of America. So, no matter what he fought, he defended slavery. Since the Confederate States had slavery, the North under Lincoln tried to ban it. So, here, not his intentions mattered, but the outcome he produced, which is prolonging slavery. And that quote about blacks being better off in America as slaves than in Africa, I'm just not gonna talk about it. It's pretty self-evident that this is bullshit.
Opposing secession, Lee foresaw no greater calamity for the country than a dissolution of the Union. But when Virginia seceded in a close vote, Lee resigned his commission. Despite offers to command Union forces, Lee opted to organize the defense of his native state. After 4 years as Confederate commander, Lee became an icon of reconciliation upon his surrender. As president of Virginia's Washington College, he favored education for freed slaves but opposed their right to vote. Lee died from a stroke in 1870 and is buried beneath Lee Chapel in what's now Washington and Lee University. His legendary warhorse Traveler rests in a plot nearby.
I'm just gonna wrap up this last segment all at once, because this video has become pretty boring. But yeah, I don't care if he opposed secession. He fought for the country that seceded from the United States, so I don't know. Seems like he kinda did support secession. I mean, also he said, quote, defending his home state. It's not a defense if you are the one aggressively seceding from the Union and then launching military attacks on, what was it, Fort Sumter or something? It's just pretty annoying that these Confederates are just still being defended by people like PragerU, and there's still them saying that the parties never switched. It's pretty obvious that they are supporting previous Democrats like Lee, who supported the democratic secession of the Confederate States. I don't care about some Lee University or some shit. Really doesn't matter. It's pretty obvious that this is propaganda. I mean, yeah, don't destroy Lee statues, put them in a museum or something, but out in the open, they can cause real harm. Like, for example, this narrator, if he really does believe what he said, he's pretty brainwashed. Anyways, have a great time. This is my first video I'll actually upload, so give me feedback if if anybody watches this. Bye.